Intel 800 series chipsets detailed, Z890 Witho, BCLK and memory OC, W880, Q870, B860 and H810 without CPU overclocking. Intel's next-gen 800 series chipsets including Z890, W880, Q870, B860 and H810 have been detailed along with their OC capabilities. Intel 800 series chipsets to Z890 launch first for high-end unlocked Arrow Lake-S desktop CPUs, W880, Q870, B860 and H810 later. Based on the latest leak by H810, we have details surrounding the entire 800 series chipset family, which includes a total of 5 SKUs. The SKUs include the top Z890 PCH followed by W880, Q870, B860 and H810. The leaker states that this is preliminary data, but it looks like H870 won't be launching within the 800 series family. It is also reported that these specifications, I/O and OC, are only valid for the Arrow Lake-S Core Ultra 200 desktop CPUs and may vary with the non-K and Xeon mainstream families. These chipsets will be incorporated on the next-gen LG A1851 socket motherboards. Starting with the very top, we have the Intel Z890 chipset, which will be coming to several high-end motherboards in October when the Arrow Lake-S lineup debuts. The motherboards will feature a total of 60 TO lanes, which are divided into 26 from the CPU and 34 from the PCH. We know from previous reports that Intel's Arrow Lake-S CPUs include 24 key lanes, X16 Gen 5 plus X4 Gen 5 plus X4 Gen 4. The Z890 chipset will offer around up to 48 key lanes with 2 US4/TB4 ports, 8 lanes dedicated to DMI, Gen 4, 24 key 4.0 lanes, 8 lanes for SATA 3, 6 Gbps, 14 USB2 ports, 5 USB 3.2, 20G ports, 10 USB 3.2, 10G ports, and 10 USB 3.2, 5G ports. The W880 chipset is also very similar to Z890, but in terms of OC support, the workstation-oriented family will only support memory overclocking, XMP. On the Z890 front, Intel will offer CPU IA, BCLK, and memory overclocking capabilities, and this is the only chipset that supports all 3 overclocking capabilities. The W880 chipset does get ECC DRAM support. The Q870 and H810 chipsets will feature fewer lanes and I/O but no overclock capabilities, while the B860 chipset will feature just memory overclocking support but also with a lower number of lanes and I/O. The B860 and H810 chipsets see quite a reduction in total number of key lanes, falling to 45-33 total TO and 34-24 total key lanes. The B860 chipset will be able to offer support for just one key 5.0 x 16 graphics card and a single key Gen 5.0 x 4 M.2 SSD, while the H810 chipset will be supporting just one key 5.0 x 16 graphics card through the CPU lanes. The key 4.0 lanes are just 14 for B860 and 8 for H810. Hopefully, we can see the motherboards based on the respective chipsets to be priced accordingly for the entry-level segment. Having no CPU overclocking support on the mainstream motherboards will be a major miss for Intel, since the competition has been offering OC support on their mainstream products since the AM4 generation. Intel's motherboard partners did offer BCLK OC support through BIOS updates and by offering BCLK OC generators on last-gen B series motherboards, but Intel took strict action and told motherboard vendors to remove such support, claiming that it voids the warranty of the CPUs such as the non-K family, which doesn't support any overclocking. AMD, on the other hand, not just provides overclocking support on its B series motherboards but also supports overclocking on non-X CPUs, which makes them great options for mainstream consumers. Intel Arrow Lake-S desktop CPUs will be heading to the next-gen LG A1851 socket featured on 800 series motherboards with the following features: LG A1851 socket longevity plan up till 2026. DDR5 only compatibility, no DDR4 support. Kicks off with 800 series motherboard support for up to DDR5 6400 memory, native JEDEC. Increased key Gen 5.0 lanes through CPU and PCH. Arrow Lake S first desktop family supported. Arrow Lake S CPUs feature 3MB L2 cache per P-core. Arrow Lake S CPUs feature refreshed Alchemistic bus. Arrow Lake S CPUs feature integrated DLC adamantine for GPU tile. Arrow Lake S CPUs feature 8+16, 8+0. 6+8 CPU SKUs launching into H2024. Once again, the Intel Arrow Lake S desktop CPUs will be launching alongside the first 800 series motherboards, the Z890 series, by October, so stay tuned for more information.